All right, guys, welcome back to the little podcast. Hope you're doing good. Hope you've had a great day. Man, it is hot outside. But like I said, I'm changing things up on the channel a little bit, throwing a little bit of humor in there. So before I get everything started, let me let you watch something pretty funny here. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but it just when it came, sometimes the funniest stuff just comes out of people's mouth, and it's not even planned. I'm sure you guys have had instances where you've done that, someone else has done it, and everybody just starts laughing, right? Yeah, the best things are sometimes unplanned things, the funniest things. So let me roll this clip for you, and we'll start this whole podcast off with this dude getting arrested.
Why are you running from the police?
Bro,
Did you break into a house? Did you burglarize a house?
hell no. Bro, get away from the cop, bro. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
You were talking before, you were just talking to these officers.
But I don't want to talk to you, though.
Did you break into a house?
No,
So, well, why are you in custody then?
I don't know.
You don't know. You have no idea why you've been arrested.
No idea, sir. Why you got hair coming out your nose?
I have hair but coming out of my nose and...
All right, so yeah, that was pretty funny. I think he was talking to the news anchor, the news reporter. I don't think he was talking to the cop now, but man, that's funny. That's right up there with the don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me. But anyway, guys, wanted to talk to you a little bit about about all the cases that's kind of on YouTube right now, going through the community. I'm not really going to talk about Summer Wells, but let's see here, the Jack and Lily Sullivan and Sebastian Rogers. Guys, I've been saying this for the longest time, and I don't know why it is. Maybe lack of evidence. Don't really know why it is, but missing person cases, especially children, it seems to be very difficult to find them and figure out what happened. I mean, I was doing some research today, and there's YouTube videos of children that's been missing for decades, right? And of course, people have suspicions on what happened, who done what, whatever. But in looking at so many of them, it really made me feel bad for the Summer Wells case. Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, and Jack and Lily Sullivan. I'm like, is it gonna be 2 decades, 3 decades for these cases, right? Hopefully not. I know, what is it? Gannon Stout. That was a fluke, just because, Letitia had a vehicle with GPS and all that on it. The Summer Wells case, when Summer went missing, she was around people who really had just older vehicles. Candace was driving Grandis's truck, and it was so old it didn't have any GPS or anything like that in it. From my understanding, though, what they'd done was triangulated some, because I guess Candace had Grandis's phone with her, and they triangulated her movements that way. That was, I guess, some of the reams and reams of data that John Pruitt talked about, because I guess, Grandis had AT&T, and I guess AT&T is the only service that picks up there in Beach Creek. So, but yeah, I mean, in a lot of these cases that are decades old, I mean, they may have involved vehicles that didn't have GPS in them, and that didn't involve any technology that we have today. And that's really what surprises me in some of this stuff, especially the Sebastian Rogers case, because I mean the boy went missing from an upscale neighborhood where people have numerous Ring doorbell cameras, security cameras on their house, numerous businesses, churches in the area, and not one. I mean, this thing, it's probably going to go 2 years. I don't know. Hopefully it will. I'm just surprised it ain't been solved yet, because I mean, it's almost like Sebastian went missing in Beach Creek, where nobody has technology. There's no Ring doorbell cameras. There's no security cameras. There's no cell phone towers in Beach Creek. You'd have thought Sebastian went missing in Beach Creek, right? You'd have thought that neighborhood where Sebastian lived at was freaking Beach Creek. I mean, when I first started watching the Sebastian Rogers case, I was just like, this ain't gonna take long, because it's an upscale neighborhood. People's probably got cameras everywhere. These, unlike Beach Creek, these are $500,000 homes, and probably $2,000 security cameras on every house, every other house. $200 Ring doorbell cameras on every house, every other house. I was thinking, man, this, they're going to figure out what happened to him probably in like 4 months at the most. Are we going to go on 2 years with it? I'm really shocked, guys. I am really shocked that the Sebastian Rogers case is taking as long as it has. Just because of the area where he went missing. I mean, it's almost like he went missing in Beach Creek, which is, from an investigative standpoint, it's pretty sad. It's pretty sad because, I mean, either there's really not much technology in that very developed neighborhood and area, or law enforcement just can't put 2 and 2 together, to equal 4 and arrest somebody and figure out what happened. I don't know, guys. I don't know. And also with TBI helping them out. TBI is helping out Summer Wells. TBI is helping out the Sebastian Rogers case. And we all know TBI helped out in the Holly Bobo case. And I swear, guys, I'm getting flashbacks of and I'm getting these weird vibes of, mishandlings that occurred in the Holly Bobo case. I'm getting those vibes with the Summer Wells case and the Sebastian Rogers case. Even with the TBI, right? I don't know if the TBI is short-staffed. I know they're hiring. They've been hiring for the last 5 years like crazy. Nobody wants to. I'm really, guys, I really think that the Holly Bobo case really hurt them. I think the Holly Bobo case and the way that the TBI messed up that case and went after the private investigators that actually had the true suspects in their crosshairs, I think that gave the TBI a very tarnished image and reputation. And again, we cannot forget that the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation is a state agency, just like DCS is, just like a lot of other state agencies. It just seems like there's no urgency with anything that's related to a state agency, right? driver's license offices. You know what I mean? It just seems like anything that is ran by the state is just a cluster, you know what? A cluster frick. And you know, God forbid, you know, Trump's going to be, I hate being political. I'm not a political person, but, you know, I guess Trump is wanting the states now to handle all the education in their own state and, you know, this and that. And I'm like, oh, here we go. I mean, the government is the government. I mean, the government and the states are just about the same thing. They operate about the same. They're you know, lazy, just overspend, and, you know, just, I'll get to it. It's just procrastination, guys. It's like a lot of the government agencies and state agencies, the word I would pick to describe those agencies is procrastination. Let me know if I'm right about that. Let me know if y'all think that too. But I never dreamed in a million years we'd be where we're at today in the Sebastian Rogers case. Now, on the Jack and Lily Sullivan case, again, that was very rural. I can see why there, you know, is little answers, little evidence. Now, I am kind of concerned about all the information coming out about, you know, the trailer that Jack and Lily Sullivan lived in. Kind of reminds me of the same kind of household almost that Summer Wells lived in, right? You know, we're getting wind of, you know, drug abuse and just, you know, concerning stuff, right? So it's almost like Summer Wells 2.0, the Jack and Lily Sullivan case is, except you do not have, you know, mom and stepdad on YouTube acting like drunken fools every night. You know, at least you don't have that with the Jack and Lily Sullivan case, right? I can't think of really any case where people acted like Dawn and Candace have, and, you know, in the Summer Wells case. Boy, that was some really painful stuff to watch. When Dawn and Candace was getting on YouTube and acting the way they were when they were supposed to be trying to get their kids back, right? So, but yeah, at least in the Jack and Lily Sullivan case, we're not seeing that. We are seeing a little bit of concerning behavior in regards to mom and stepdad, but, you know, Daniel and I can't say her name. But yeah, just watch the behavior of the people who you think are suspects. Just, you know, in all three cases, Summer Wells, Jack and Lily Sullivan, Sebastian Rogers. Guys, it's late. I have done so much today. I've been up since 6, and now I'm trying to do a podcast, and I do these on the fly. I really don't do notes or anything like that. I just kind of do them on the fly, think about what I'm going to talk about, and then get on here and just talk about it. But anyway, guys, just my advice to you all is just, I mean, if people are suspecting other people, like if there's YouTubers, and there's some great YouTubers out there, and we all know the behavior of people associated with these kids going missing. That's what you want to look at. Pay attention to the behavior of who you consider a suspect, and pay attention to the behavior and statements of the police and any of those statements regarding those people that you may consider suspects too. Like say, if you consider, Daniel and the mom suspects, pay attention to their behavior, pay attention to what police say in their statements, especially if those statements involve the family. Okay, just like some royals. Ronnie Lawson come out and said, hey, they're no longer cooperating. They've got attorneys. Bombshell. When Ronnie Lawson said that, bombshell, right? I mean, it triggered the Wells camp so bad they had to get with the news and, in their opinion, set the record straight, right? So, but anyway, guys, that's what I would tell you to do. Yeah, I mean, are we looking on all three of these cases? Are we looking at decades before they're solved? Are we looking at decades and they're still unsolved? I swear, I really didn't think the Sebastian Rogers case would be going on this long, just because of the area that it happened in. So let me know. I think a lot of you guys feel the same way, and I hate to say it, but I'm getting some really bad vibes when it comes to the TBI and how they're kind of handling the Summer Wells Sebastian Rogers case. I'm kind of getting some Holly Bubbo vibes, and I'm like, is someone going to come up on one of these kids' remains, and a TBI agent's going to like scold them for coming up accidentally on their remains? I mean, that's what happened in the Holly Bubbo case. Guy was, I think, mushroom hunting, and TBI, when he found, Holly Bubbo's skull, had a bullet hole in it. I don't even think he was actually out there searching for Holly Bubbo. I think he was out there, in my opinion, searching for mushrooms. No, ginseng. He was ginseng hunting. That's right, guys, ginseng hunting. And accidentally come across Holly Bubbo's remains. And TBI scolded the dude. Well, you wasn't supposed to be out here looking for her remains. Hey, well, he was out there ginseng hunting. I mean, they were just completely rude to the dude. And yeah, I can understand why Holly Bubbo's family was upset at TBI. TBI has back then, I don't know if they still do or not, but had a history of putting a lot of important tips at the bottom of the paper pile, if you know what I mean. And that played a negative, TBI is talking about, social media having a negative impact on these cases. Well, I mean, these agents have a negative impact on the cases too. When these agents procrastinate and, take tips and put them at the bottom of a paper pile, yeah, I'd be kind of upset if I was Holly Bubbo's parents too. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to the little old short podcast. That's kind of what was on my mind today. Didn't know really what to think about, and I thought, well, I'll just do that. I'll talk about that. So anyway, guys, hope you found it interesting. It is. So I'll be back on here tomorrow night, like every night. Do a little 30-minute podcast. So again, hope you enjoy it. Get down there and leave them comments. Let me know what you think about what I think. And I don't know, guys. I just didn't expect the Sebastian Rogers case to be going on this long in a very developed and very developed neighborhood and area like it is. You know what I mean? It's not like Sebastian went missing in Beach Creek. You know what I mean? Anyway, guys, drop some comments below. Appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow night.